Live, Joe Pasquale. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so freaking excited. I'm out of my
Okay.
mind. I'm out of my mind. I've been going up the wall. I've been driving my wife bonkers for the last few days ahead of this interview. You got no idea. And it's what's interesting, right? I've
Yeah,
interviewed like A-listers, people like Robert Downey Jr., Will Ferrell.
yeah.
Didn't really phase me, right?
No, don't say
No,
that.
no, no, no. I'll tell you why. And I'm not just kissing your ass, right? And I'll tell you why. Because you were the first comedian I ever saw live. And it was you who kind of gave me like a love of comedy and funny things.
How,
And I'm,
how old were you at the time?
oh, God, I must have been, ah, I must have been 12, 13. And it was
Oh, blimey.
Walthamstow Town Hall.
How old are you now?
I'm 38.
Oh,
38.
see, it makes me sound really old now.
um, and I remember it so clearly. It was at Walthamstow Town Hall. We have rubbish, horrible seats up top. But
I
I just,
remember Walthamstow Channel.
do you really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, dingy little venue. They used to do wrestling there quite a lot, and
that's it. Yeah.
yeah, we had these horrible seats. And I just remember, I don't remember what you said, but whatever you said, I was just wetting myself with laughter. So it really is like an honor and privilege talking to you today.
Cheers, Kev. Thank you, mate.
That's all right. So how are you doing with the whole lockdown nonsense? Has it
Well, the
been?
same as everybody else, really. Just bored out of your mind. You just got to get through it, really, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty rubbish. How have you been killing time?
Well, I've been painting, and I've done been painting house, doing paintings, and wrote my second book of short horror stories, which got published a couple of weeks ago on Halloween.
Oh, it was don't tell me, Dead Knobs and Doomsticks, right?
This is,
Doomsticks
this is Dead Knobs Doomsticks 2.
two. Don't
So it's
forget the
called
two.
Tales of the Lockdown, it's called, yeah.
Uh-huh. And are they quite like jokey horror stories? Are they quite
Um,
serious?
well, no, they're all very serious. Proper horror. They're not for kids. It's for 18s and over. There's a lot of language in there and a lot of dark stuff because that's what what gets me going really.
Hmm.
And so I did a course with the Open University. I've done a degree in geoscience and geology, and then I did some other modules as side things to do on it. I did one on photography, another one on creative writing. Then I did advanced creative writing because I really enjoyed it, and I had to write a couple of. I was doing a lot of dark stuff in the tutorials, and the tutor said, I like your funny stuff, but the darker stuff is better.
Oh.
And unbeknownst to me, a friend of mine who's a bloke called Colin Edmonds, who was Bob Monkhouse's writer for many years, he writes a lot of steampunk novels. So I would send my stuff to him after it had been marked to see what he thought of it. And then, unbeknownst to me, he collected all these stories that I'd been writing and sent them to his publisher. And then, consequently, the publisher contacted me and said, "How many stories have you got like this?" So it's about half a dozen. He said, "Well, they're all as good as this. If you can do another 13, then I'll publish them." So that's how that came about. And then over the past 9 months, he's always been on at me about doing another one, but I just never had the time. So rather than just sit on my backside and do nothing, I came up with it, and 19 stories in this one, and I illustrate the books myself. So that's basically, cut a long story short, Kev, that's what I've been doing.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, what's your favourite story from the collection, or the most like horrific story out of them all?
Yeah, well, no, they're all horrific. There isn't one that you go, "Oh, I'm not sure about that." They're all quite, but I always think with short stories, when you read a book of short horror stories or whatever it is, some short stories aren't short. They'll take you a week, 2 weeks to read. Go, that's not a short story for me.
Yeah.
I want a short story to be 15, no more than half an hour. That's a short story to me. And there is an art in writing a story that is only a few thousand words, where you get the arc of the story and you get to care about the characters. And I learned through the creative writing courses that to make people care about these characters, you have to get it down to so many words still, but not lose any of the impetus of the story. And sometimes when you read short stories as well, the author will go, "Yeah, I've left it open at the end there, so the reader can actually make up their own mind what actually happened." And that really gets up my nose because you're like, "Well, no, I paid 15 quid for this book. I don't want to make the ending up. I could have written that myself. Then I want to know what you've written. Tell
Yeah.
me what. Don't leave it to me." So every single story that I've got is a start, a middle, and an end, regardless whether it's a 2 minute story or a 2 day story. it's there, and there's a little punchline at the end of each story, which is and also because they're horror stories, people like to go to the loo if they're constipated. People like to read in the loo, don't they? You know, and so this book, you can actually read one or maybe two stories if you're having a long sitting, and at the end of it, you won't be constipated either.
Don't be so scared; it will clear them out.
Yeah, of course it will.
Yeah. Joe, I think one of my favorite ever stories. It was a short story by Stephen King, and
Yeah.
I'll never get it out of my head. Out of my head. It was about this finger that came through a sink, and it was such a silly
It came
little
through a
thing.
sink.
Yeah, it came through like a plug hole, and it
Really?
yeah. I think it was in Nightmares and Dreamscapes, like a big
Oh,
collection
okay,
of short
right. Well,
stories.
there's one. I'm not sure if it's in that book or not because I haven't done all of that one. There's, I think, Bizarre Bad Dreams. I've done that one by Stephen King. There's a story in one of them called The Long Jaunt, which is I think for me, I love Stephen King. James Herbert was my favourite. If I'm honest, between Stephen King and James Herbert, I think I preferred James Herbert, not because he was British, but it just had a slight edge for me on it. I think maybe it was because the stuff he wrote was purely, it was set. Most of it was set in Britain, so you had all of that background on it. But there's the best thing Stephen King ever wrote for me. There's two. One of them was The Stand, which was just an enormous book, just the biggest book I've ever read. And it was just, it was one of the most horrific and best things ever. If you've got another 9 months at the moment, go and do The Stand. It's a work of genius. But the other thing, a short story he wrote called The Long Jaunt. And it was as if somebody had said to him, Stephen King, we want you to write a new revamped version of The Fly. There was one, Jeff Goldblum in about 1988, something like that. They remade it. But in the 50s, it was called The Fly then, with Vincent Price. And it was like somebody had said, we want you to rewrite this, but give it a whole new slant. And he does this variation on this story that just blow you away. And I was mesmerized by it. It's just a pure work of genius. He is great. It's brilliant.
Wow. Okay, I'm sold. I'll definitely check it out. Now,
but I'm going to do the one. I'm going to find the one about the finger in the sink now, though.
Oh, tell you what, I literally couldn't sleep for 2 nights after I read it. It was horrible, and I still can't. I was so stupid. But if I go into a bathroom, I put the light on super quick. I can't go in the dark bathroom. I just I think of that finger. It's
well, everybody does.
I'm sure. Now, in an interview that I was reading about you, I think you were promoting some mothers do Avon, and you were saying that you have a terrible habit on stage, which is one I kind of share. I don't know if you remember the interview and what the habit might be.
Was it farting?
It is farting, yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's been going on for years. I think as you get older, that happens. I did spam a lot on and off for about 2 years in the West End and on tour. And I used to fart as King Arthur, but it's no good trying to deny it. And when if you're on stage and you're going, you got a blow off coming, you got to let it go.
You got to let it go. You got to hide that. Yeah. Have you ever stunk out an actor on the stage, like make him like?
Well, I don't know. I think once it's out, and you leave it alone. You walk to the other side of the stage. That's it, really, isn't it? They take their chances with me.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if someone asked me what was the last thing that you think Joe Pasquale would actually do or is known for, I'd probably say rocks, right? And you mentioned it briefly that you did a degree in earth science and geology.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Yeah, well, after I did I'm a Celebrity, which was a long time ago now, I read a book while I was on the way out there on the plane to Australia by a woman called Susan Jeffers called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And after being in the jungle and being thrown out of aeroplanes and hang out of helicopters and 3 weeks with Janet Street Porter and Paul Burrell in the same vicinity, I thought, what can I do now? And this book teaches you, literally, does what it says on the tin, teaches you to face your fears. And I didn't really like flying. So by the time I read the book and got out of the jungle, I got my pilot's license in 6 months. I thought, if I can hang out for helicopters, I'm going to try and learn to fly. And I did. And then after that, I thought, what else haven't I done? I've never had a fight, so I took up boxing. And I thought, I've never done really any exercise other than this boxing there. So I did the London Marathon. And I started painting. And I thought, what else haven't I done? And that was, I thought, I've not got any exams. So I thought I'd do something with the Open University. And that was it. It was literally just pushing myself again, because you realise we all have a mortality. We're all going to go one day. So I thought, well, I'm going to try and fit in as many things that I'm scared of. Once you're not scared of it, well, what's the next thing I'm scared of? And then you beat that barrier, and you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah. So what was it exactly in the book that had you kind of change your mindset?
Oh, everything. Oh, so it was how do you explain what's in a book? It was the whole thing. It's no good. It's like teaching someone, how do you stop smoking? How do you beat your fears? It's literally facing up to them. It is that. And, it's no good to say, I'll just remain scared of it. You've got to want to get through these fears. That's the basic premise of it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to push yourself, you're never going to do it. You've got to have that basic instinct to go, I don't want to be scared of this anymore. Whatever it is, whether it be spiders, whether it be public speaking, whatever, it's the dark, whether it's fingers in the bathroom, you've got to face it.
Yeah, that's so true. My daughter, she's 10 years old now, and
Yeah.
she gets scared of a lot of things. And what I find myself doing actually is kind of confronting things that I really don't want to do and that I'm really scared of.
Yeah.
In order to kind of show that she's got nothing to worry about. I think once we went to what is it? I think Charles Darwin's house I think it's near Bromley somewhere. But anyway, they had like an animal experience going on, and they had this like massive tarantula that they were passing around, and I held it in for her. Right, I was kind of having a mind freak out. I held it in.
Close.
Got it close, but after that, I was fine. After I was like, okay.
Yeah, once you realise that nothing bad's going to happen, not to you, it's just a spider. Oh, what was I scared of? It is that. It's a realisation of opening up the mind, of opening up the brainwaves, of getting the pathways to the brain. And then once you've done it once, you've not done it once, and it is a familiarity of facing something. Once you've faced it once, you've done it. You do it again. You do it again. Do it again. And you apply that to everything you're scared of. Well, I'll beat that one. I can beat this one.
Yeah, that's a really good way to look at life. And you said in a few interviews that your favourite moment in your career was performing with the Muppets in their 25th anniversary, right?
Yes, it was great. I loved it. Yeah.
What was it about that? Because you've had so many highlights in your career. I think you've done the Royal Variety Show. Is it 6 times now? You've done some really big gigs. You played with like so many of the greats in entertainment and comedy. What was it about the Muppets?
Well, I think it was once again, it comes back to what you grow up with. That's what it boils down to, So if you grew up watching the Muppets, and then all of a sudden you find yourself, I did one of the Royal Variety shows. It came about because the Muppets had a segment. They had like 15, 20-minute segment on it, and they had a separate director for that part of the show, because the Muppets are obviously, completely different kettle of fish to humans. So they needed a different director for that part of the show. And I've gotten really well with him. I did I entertained at his son's bar mitzvah for him a couple of years later. And we stayed in touch. We became friends. And then out of the blue one day, he just phoned me up. He said, Joe, what are you doing next weekend? So I said, well, I'm rehearsing Panto. So I said, do you think you can get over to LA? So I said, for what? He said, well, we're doing the 25th anniversary of the Muppets live in Hollywood, and I've shown them your tapes, and they think you're a human Muppet. And they want to know if you can come over and do a little bit on your own and do 10 minutes with Gonzo as well. So I said, well, yeah. So I asked the director at the Panto, look, is there a chance of getting next weekend off from the rehearsals? I said, well, what's it for? So I told him, he went, oh, just go on Friday. When you're back? So I was to be back on Monday, right? So I've got the Monday morning off, flew out there. And I saw Martin Baker, the producer and director that booked me for it. And he said, I said to him, who else is on the show? He went, oh, we've got a couple of locals. So that's it. So fair enough, a couple of locals. I don't know who they are. And the locals were Brooke Shields, John Voight, and Paul Williams. Now, Paul Williams was a great actor, great lyricist, great songwriter. He wrote most of the stuff for the Carpenters. He was in the Planet of the Apes films. He wrote a lot of incidental music for that stuff. He was in a load of movies. He did a film called The Phantom of the Paradise. I was a huge fan of it, and fan of his stuff as well, just generally. So to get out there and share a trailer with John Voight and Brooke Shields and Paul Williams, I was like that, and they didn't have a clue who I was. They didn't have a clue who I was at all. And then I came back from that, and John Voight was just magnificent creature. He was amazing, and and I get back, and Richard and Judy were doing their tea time show at the time, and I got booked on that when I came back. They went, "Oh, guess what? We've got Joe Pasquale, who's just been to Hollywood doing the Muppet show." So they got me, and I was talking about it. I said, "The problem is, Richard, no one believes in it. I've been out in Hollywood the past weekend working with John Voight," and they went, "We believe you." So I said, "Do you?" So I said, "Yeah, we believe." So I said, "Why do you believe me?" I went, "Because look at this," and they had John Voight on a satellite link live, talking to me. I was like that. No, John. It was just the most incredible thing ever. It was just brilliant.
Wow, and you said that one of the people said that you look like a Muppet, which has me wonder, if you were a Muppet, what kind of Muppet would you be? What would your job be? And what would your catchphrase be?
Well, I think I'd just be Beaker, and that'd be it.
Beaker.
Yeah.
Me, all that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, Yeah, that'd be it. I'd be happy with Beaker.
Oh, nice. Joe, what I'd like to do now before my my next batch of questions is play a little game with you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
What it requires is for you to get 3 random objects. So 3 random objects, and you can't show them to me as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they can be quite literally anything. And
okay.
How it works, right? How it works is that, say for example, if it was my go, you would close your eyes. I would show the object into the camera, and then I'd put it down again. And then I've got the choice to either lie or tell the truth about what the object is. And then you just need to guess if I'm lying or telling the truth. And that's how it works.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So, have you got 3 objects at hand?
Well, I will have. Let's have a look.
Oh, there we go. Phone's gone.
I dropped the phone then. Yep. Okay, I've got to get them.
And don't show me what they are.
No, I'm not going to show you what they are.
All right.
Okay, and I've got to get one more. Here you go. I've got 3 random objects.
You got 3 random objects? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, would you like me to go first, or would you like to
go
first?
Yeah, you go first. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, close your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Okay. And you can now open your eyes.
Right.
Okay. So what I have is a top trump card.
Yeah.
Of a Star Wars character.
Right.
And it's like a monster, a big white monster.
Yeah, a big white monster.
Yeah. Now you can interrogate me to try and further your guess.
A big white monster.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what big white monsters there were in Star Wars. I don't know what it was called. There was a great big one. I think it was not Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, was it? I think it was in the Empire Strikes Back, where he's out in the snow and there's a great big like polar bear type thing that attacks him. That's the only thing. Big white monster in Star Wars. Okay. Big white. What film was he in then?
Film?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh, was that actually in the first one?
I'm not sure which one. One of them.
Okay. Right. Okay. And does he talk in it?
Does he talk? I think he growls. I think.
Oh, you don't know enough about this character, do you?
I think he makes like grrr noises. I think.
Okay. Is he in the bar?
No.
He's not in the bar. Right. Okay. Right. A big white monster in Star Wars film. It could be any. Okay. Was he in the latest films, or don't you know which film it was at all?
I don't. I think he was in one of the originals.
Oh, he's one of the originals. Okay. So you need to know what the character's name is, or just
no. Just if I'm lying or not. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I thought you actually wanted me to suss out who it was completely.
No.
Oh, you're definitely lying then if you don't know what film it was in.
Okay, so you're saying that was a lie?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here's the object. It was the big white monster. It's a top trump card. It doesn't say what film it is. It doesn't say which one.
So
Yeah.
it was true then.
It was true. It was true.
Okay.
It was true.
Right. Okay.
All right, your turn.
Okay. Close your eyes.
Yep.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm showing it now.
All right. Okay. Tell me
Okay.
when
I'm
I can
taking
look.
it away. I'm taking it away.
Okay. So, what is your object?
My object is a big purple bone.
It's a purple bone.
Yeah.
Is it for a dog?
No, we could give it to a dog.
Okay. What do you use it for?
I use it to scratch my back. I use it to stir my soup sometimes. I've done that before when I've got a bit Heinz big soup and all the big lumps of potatoes go at the bottom, and I've used it to scoop up the big potato at the bottom.
Hang on. So do you use it after you've scratched your back, or do you clean it after you've scratched your
No,
back?
I normally clean it. I
Okay,
also
you clean
use it as I also use it to help me turn music on with and stuff like that.
Okay. So it's you use it to reach in and touch buttons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is an all-round, very useful object for you, isn't it? You use it for cooking, for relaxation.
Not for cooking. No, I don't like. Not when it's in the pan. I literally just, if I'm sitting there and it's got a bowl of soup, I'll just stir it up with that.
That's got to be a lie, surely. Lie.
Purple bone.
Oh, no way!
Yeah. Purple bone.
Oh, wow. Okay. You got me. Okay.
Yep. It's your turn now, then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my turn. So,
Yeah.
time for you to look away.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Wait. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Yep, so my object is an old school clapperboard.
Oh, old school clapperboard.
Yep.
Do you make your own films?
Do I make my own films? No.
Yeah. Okay. Where did you get this from?
Universal Studios.
Ah, right. Okay, this is true then. You've definitely got one of them.
Oh, crap. Yeah, you sussed it.
Yeah, you've definitely got one of them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I've seen them for sale there.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Right, your next one.
Okay, next one. Don't look.
No.
Don't look.
Nah.
Interesting. Okay, done.
Okay, can I look?
Hello.
Can I look?
I've done it. Yes, gone.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Good. Right.
Yep.
So,
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what it is now.
Go on.
This is a silver octopus. When I say silver, it's not solid silver. It's metallic octopus.
Metallic. What do you use the metallic octopus for?
Sometimes I'll put some water in it and put a little bowl in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And put my foot in it because I've got a bunion.
Right. So it's like it's a foot bath octopus.
Well, it could be anything. It could put a fruit bowl in it and put oranges in it, but I decided to put my bunions in it.
Okay. How large is it then? If it fits your whole foot?
Big enough to put a foot in.
That's big enough for a foot. That's a big octopus, isn't it?
It's a big octopus, yeah.
Okay. Do you use it for anything else at all?
No, but it could have many uses, but that's the one I use it for.
Oh man, you're really good at this.
Am I?
I think you are, yeah. I wasn't expecting you to get a purple bone.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. An octopus off of the boat. I want to say true. But you keep eye contact. I'm never playing poker with you, that's for sure. I would say true.
It's not really eye contact. I'm looking at the camera. If you look at the camera, then it's eye contact then. But I'm not looking at you because it's not really eye contact. I'm just looking at a piece of metal.
That's fair enough. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to say true.
Dun, dun, dun. Octopus.
Octopus! Hey!
Octopus.
Okay.
And then you put a little bowl in it, and you put my toes in it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's one. That's 1-0. One
Yeah.
nil. 1-0. Okay. Right. My final object is.
Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Go.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a bag.
Yep.
Of very tasty honey roasted nuts. Really good ones.
Okay. Do you have a nut allergy?
No.
Okay. Because if you said yes, and I say you're lying.
That'd be a surefire giveaway, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what? I actually think I'm just going to go with this and say, are you eating them?
Am I eating them?
Yeah.
No.
Will you be eating them?
No.
Are they for somebody else?
Yes.
Who are they for?
The wife.
Why is she not eating them yet?
She's just had a baby.
And that stops her eating them?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, she only just discovered them, actually, in the cupboard. She's only just found them.
Oh, I think you're lying.
You sure?
Not sure, but I think you're lying.
You're saying lie?
Yeah.
Okay. They are nuts, but
Yeah.
they're curry flavoured, and they're bloody awful. They're horrible. Worst nuts I've ever had. They're just utterly disgusting and gross.
Right, so does that mean I win that one or lose that one?
I think that's a draw. That was 1-1, wasn't it, after 3 goes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 1-1. Yeah, no, thanks for that, Joe. So, moving back to the questions. So, I know that you say that your best TV moment came after you won I'm a Celebrity. And am I right in thinking you drew an audience of 13 million people?
Yeah, I had an audience with, yeah. It was amazing.
Wow, flipping
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I also got to, what was great as well after doing Celebrity was, I think it must have been one of the last series, I got on Parkinson as well. I had always, once again, I grew up watching Parkinson. So to get on there was just fantastic. And I was on with Rod Stewart, which was just brilliant.
Cool. Did you get him to actually come on your show?
No, Rod Stewart didn't come. No.
Oh.
Sadly, he didn't. No.
I guess one of my final questions, my last 2 questions. So, you got a new fitness regime. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah. And did that happen after? Am I right in thinking someone called you a portly Frank Spencer?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. It coincided with a program called The Real Full Monty, which a couple of years ago now, which was all about prostate cancer. And I don't know if you remember seeing the show or not. It was they get a group of people off the telly. I hate the word celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a comic. I'm not a celebrity at all. But that's what the word they used. And they get people off the telly, and Ashley Banjo trains you to do this dance routine, and you end up having to do it completely naked on telly. And it's all in aid that the women do it as well for breast cancer, and the blokes do it for prostate cancer. And sadly, at the time, my dad was suffering badly with he was on his last legs with prostate cancer. And I knew then, I was on with a lot of like Ashley Banjo for a start, who's going to get his kit off. And I'm standing next to Ashley Banjo and another 10 other blokes that some of them at different stages of their life and different ages and different fitnesses. I don't want to be the one that's standing there like the fat bloke.
Yeah.
So, because everything you do now on telly, it's there forever on YouTube. It's on the internet forever now. So I didn't want to look back at that in years to come and go, oh, I wish I hadn't shown myself off like that. So I decided to get myself fit for that as well. So it all coincided with that together. And I've just kept up that fitness regime over the past lockdown period as well.
You kept it up over lockdown?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really impressive. Mine went out the window over lockdown. Yeah, I went
I
my
think
first
that,
run yesterday. My first bit of exercise, killer. It was horrible. There was
I
phlegm. It
think
was yeah.
it helps with your mental health as well, though.
Mm.
If you can get up in the morning, do some sort of physical activity, it will help you with your mental health for the rest of the day.
Yeah, no, I agree. So my final question for you, Joe,
Yeah,
is: so you meet a time traveler from
yeah,
25 years in the future. He knows everything about you, everything about your family, everything about society. You can ask him one question. What do you ask?
yeah. What, this specific moment in time? I'd
Yeah,
say to
yeah,
him,
yeah.
how long does this fiasco last for? That's what I'd ask.
Okay, that's your question.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Okay,
yeah.
nice and simple. I think it's not going to be that long, is it? After all the vaccines they're talking about
Well,
now.
hopefully not. Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
But yeah, fingers crossed that's going to work, mate. Yeah.
Cool. Now I've got a little bit of a cheeky favour to ask you, Joe, because
Yeah.
we still haven't really introduced our baby. My wife does. We do have a newborn baby in the house,
Yeah.
and we basically we want to introduce the baby to the world, because we haven't really told, other than me just telling you right now, we haven't really told anyone his name. His name's Theodore.
Yeah.
So what we'd love to do, right, is get like a video of Theo, and then maybe put your voice over it. If you
Yeah.
could maybe say something like, I'm baby Theo, and just
Yeah.
improvise. Say whatever you want, and then
Yeah.
what we'll do, we'll get like a video of our baby and put that
Yeah.
video on top. And you can literally say anything you want.
Okay. Say when.
Now.
Hello, I'm baby Theo, and guess what? I'm a lovely boy, but I drink my own bath water.
Perfect. Cool. Joe Pasquale, thank you so much for
You're welcome,
coming
mate.
on this interview with me and playing that silly game. You filled like a lifelong ambition for me. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I really look forward to seeing you back on stage after all this lockdown nonsense is over.
Thanks, Kev.
All right. Take care, Joe. See you, man.
God bless. Bye-bye, mate.
Cheers. Bye-bye. And that was Joe Pasquale. So, if you did enjoy that video, then please do hit like, leave me a comment below, and subscribe to this channel. And until next time, take care of yourself and each other. I sound like Jerry Springer, don't I? I need to find a better way to sign off. If you have any ideas, any better ways I could sign off, please do leave me a comment. But once again, thanks for watching. Until next time, cheers.